You guys, check out where I live. So I'm sitting here writing Truth News right now. I don't know if you can see that, but today is Sunday and it's a nice day. It's in April 24th. And people do the stand-up paddle. I think that's what it's called. I forgot. They have canoes, kayaks or whatever. There's boats. People are fishing. I don't know if you can see that guy down there. He's on a boat. He's sitting at one of the docks. There's more fishermen. We have guys fishing down over here. And this is just one of the many parks I hang out in. There's another kayaker. This is just such an awesome, fun place. I mean, there's so many things to do. And then I don't know if you could see all the way back there. It's very bright here, so I can't really see, but there's a bike path over there. I didn't even know about this. Every day I discover something new and amazing here. So there's people that are biking up on this path over here. I don't even know how to get up there. Oh, there's some more people. I don't know if you could see them. They're off in the distance, but they're like right there. Yeah, I don't know if you could see that. I can't, again, my thing's not that bright. So there's more fishermen on their boats trying to get that going. And then there's like this other area that I hang out with that they have like bigger boats. These are like smaller ones here. This is just such an awesome place to live. Oh my God, it's amazing. You know, we live in the cities and you think that that's where it's at. That's not where it's at. I mean, maybe for if you live there a few months, then yeah, or you go in, you go out, which is what I would like to do. You know, I'm working on that. I mean, besides the whole smart city thing, but because no one wants to deal with that. But it's just so amazing. There's just open land and it's just nice and calm, and I get to be at the water every day. I'm not paying like a fucking beach pass that you had to do at the Jersey Shore when I would drive down there after being an hour or an hour and a half in traffic. It just fucking sucks. Here, I'm at the water every day I want to be. You could go boating, fishing, swimming, kayaking, stand-up paddle, water skiing. I mean, there's probably loads of things that I haven't even thought of. I could go biking right along the water. I could go hiking along the water. I mean, it's just so amazing. You guys check this out. So that is a park cop. I guess he's a park ranger or something. I'm not really sure. This is new to me. And he was making conversation with these people, going around, making conversation, see if they found anything, whatever, caught any fish. And then he asked them for their fishing license, which is so fucking weird. So apparently this is a thing. What does it say on his back? I can't read that right now. So apparently that's a thing here in Pennsylvania, that you need a fishing license, you need a boating license. Maybe I need a license to be sitting here on the park. Hey there. Do I need a license to be working on my computer?
No, you're good.
Okay. Why is it that people need a fishing license? This is new to me.
So in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, it's considered, I guess, a privilege to fish the waterways because they're stocked. So because of that, you have to buy a fishing license.
So are you, you're a park ranger or you're a park cop? What's your title?
I'm a park ranger.
Park ranger.
Yep.
But you are a cop.
Yes, ma'am. Yep.
You are?
Yep.
So do you go to like the police academy or something?
So I actually went to the National Parks Academy.
National Parks Academy.
Yep.
And that's a cop training?
Yep. Yeah, so it's a full law enforcement academy.
How long is it?
It's 5.5 months.
Isn't that interesting? So you knew you wanted to work in the park system rather than on the roads?
I mean, I really like nature.
Yeah,
so
okay.
I like being outside.
So is there a place to fish for wild fish around here?
So It's hard to say because this fish is stocked like once a year.
Right.
This lake is. But you're mostly going to be catching native species. So fish that have been lived here since the lakes were created in like the 73.
Okay.
So they're mostly native fish, but they do stock as well.
So so if I got a boat and I went out somewhere here, I don't know, I'm from Jersey, so this is all new to me. But like, if I took a boat and I went out and I was able to catch some wild fish, like not around here, I don't need a license.
No, you still do need a license. Yep.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. So basically any waterway that enters into like the water system, you need a license for. So there's a very limited amount of stuff you don't need a license for. It would be like if you had a self-contained pond on like a farm, where it doesn't enter any other waterways. Okay. Because then it would be like a private, almost more like a fish tank at that point because it's isolated.
Right. But I thought you said you just needed a license here because it's stocked.
So that is one of the big reasonings why Pennsylvania need to have a license. The waterways are like monitored by the Fish and Boat Commission. Yeah. So there's another guy with a different patch than me that his whole job is just on the water. So I just do the parks, but I do his laws as well.
So there's actually a guy on his own boat going around from boat to boat here checking people's licenses?
Yep. Yeah, so it's not his own boat, it's like a state boat.
Right, yeah. Okay, thanks for sharing it.
There's 3 different commissions that all kind of, 2 commissions and then I'm part of like the state. There's Fish and Boat and then the Game Commission.
Okay.
So they're both separate for me, but I can still write their laws.
And then how much is the ticket if you're fishing and you don't have a permit? A license or whatever?
It depends if you're in-state or out-of-state. I do not know off.
Okay.
I want to say it's like $75.
Wow.
Yep, and that's before court costs. I don't know for sure on that one. Usually when I do have to run into writing a ticket for like the Fish and Boat laws, I have to like look at my book and just make sure because I don't interact with them as much.
And how much is it to get a license to fish?
I'm trying to think. I just renewed mine. I want to say it's like $22 for the year, something like that.
Oh, right.
22 or 32.
Isn't that interesting? Licenses for everything.
Yep, pretty much.
License to breathe.
It's tough in the state parks because you need a permit for pretty much everything. It's tough.
Okay, thanks for sharing.
No problem.
So $22 for a fishing license is not that bad if you look at it as far as how that guy was explaining it, that you're paying for them because they stock the waters. If you look at it that way, and then it's like, hey, you're paying for the activity. But at the end of the day, this money's going towards the government. And, from a reform perspective, and these are things that we have to talk about and we have to look at. If you're one of the Indigos, one of the leaders of the New Earth, you're going to have to think about these things and look at these things, these policies. We're going to have to look at all areas of our lives and then bring in new policies, bring in new ways of doing things. Now, the government is corrupt, so, do we want to be paying them anything? And, where do we draw the line and when do we draw the line? Everybody pays taxes. Not everybody, but, the majority of people pay taxes. And, people pay for business licenses. And again, when is this reform going to start? When are we going to stop doing these things? And when are we going to gather as groups to say, hey, we're all going to take a stand? Now, if we look at the how everybody handled the CV con, well, I would say that most of the people who are awake did not take a stand. We're not able to take a stand. We're not able to stand up just for that. For, quote, little things like not wearing the mask because they had to at work or they had to get food in order to get food. There's no have to with anything. That's what I'm always talking about. That's where you're healing yourself so that you don't have this fear of authority. that you don't have the anxieties and the paranoia and the fear of what's going to happen to you and getting in trouble, you know, like a little kid. Again, you know, you're still roaming around like a little kid that you have to do this or that. You know, oh, don't be a dick, you know, just wear the mask. I've had people tell me all sorts of things of reasons why they do certain things, why they did certain things during this whole con time. So, you know, oh, well, other people are afraid. You know, a lot of spiritual people like to say that. I did it for other people because they were afraid. You know, that's not only codependency, but that's enabling somebody else's fear. So, you know, that's being an enabler. So if we're not even, as like a community, let's say a community of awakened warriors, which is a term that came to me that I started using back in 2014 when I was doing the Awakened Warrior show. And what's an awakened warrior? An awakened warrior is a leader who leads in truth, honesty, integrity, and for the good of all. You can't be a leader who leads in honesty, truth, integrity, and for the good of all unless you've healed yourself. And so that's step one, is that there needs to be a mass amount of people doing that work. And that includes with, you know, you going deeper, doing your work, consistently doing your work. And yeah, it's like a full-time job, okay? Those of us who are healed, well, we've been doing this healing work like a full-time job for years. That has been our full-time job, healing ourselves. So fine, we're the first round of leaders stepping in the world, but again, stepping up in the world. But again, if you look at how we took this experiment, this trial, which was the CV con, and if you weren't able to rise during that time, how the fuck do you think you're going to do reforms in other areas of our world that need it? Like having your driver's license, paying for that, paying for a fishing license, paying for stupid shit, paying the taxes. That's a bigger one. But all these systems need to be looked at and removed. And if you wait around, you know, somebody was saying, well, you got to wait till there's like mass amount of people so that other people can kind of co-sign on what you want to do. Dude, we're going to be waiting forever. Are you going to live forever? And maybe you think you are, you know. I think that our life expectancy is going to get greater because I think that humans have a long life expectancy. It's been greatly shortened because of the things that they do to us, the poisoning that they do. I write about this in Truth News. I wrote about it in Truth News. You could look over past issues if you want. It's on thealiennetwork.com under Truth News. And, you know, how long do you want to wait to do your mission? Because if you're aware of this stuff, your mission has to do with something related to reforming the world. It's not like just helping people make their dreams come true. That's not your mission. Maybe that was your mission like pre-con. No. If you're aware of what's going on, if you're at, you know, if you're into these conspiracy theories or whatever you want to call them, conspiracy truths, your mission has to do with the reform of the world. So it's not, oh, let me just help people make their dreams come true. That's fucking a little baby dream, a little baby mission. It has to do with reforming this world. You know, you're kind of doing double duty. You know, I was thinking about this the other day because, you know, yeah, I help people clear and heal their childhood wounds and their mental, emotional childhood wounds and their programming. Sure, I help people with their love lives too. All these things are big things. But the thing that gets me really excited is because I do it with the New World Order trainings. I do it with what's going on in the world now. So now, like, that's the full-blown mission. Okay, so it has different elements. Those were like, you could say previously, those were baby missions, which there was nothing baby about them. You know, there's so much stuff that I could talk about and teach about, and I do. There's so many areas, even just talking about being an indigo or, you know, aliens. I mean, I could talk about all these things, but the grown-up mission, the fully developed mission, is helping people step into their power so that we could do our missions that have to do with being leaders of the new earth, which, yes, has to do with like all this CV bullshit and the corruption, and related to all that, again, the reform. You could call it the revolution, the reform, the transformation, the transmutation, whatever you want to call it. I don't fucking care. But again, you know, Spirit keeps saying, like, just go back to, like, you know, we had a trial, we had a test experiment. We were in an experiment, whether you knew about it or not, and that was the whole CV scam. So how did you rise during that time? How were you able to rise during that time? And if you weren't able to at the level that you wanted to, then you review that, and then you start working on that now, because that's where your healing work needs to be done. So, and why are you doing this? You're doing this for yourself, and you're doing this for your mission, and you're doing this for humanity, so that you can step fully into this powerful position of being a leader of the new earth. You know, this stuff's not going to just disappear. I don't think it's going to manifest the way that these people want it to manifest. I just finished the most recent Truth News, which is dated today, April, what did I say today was? The 24th, maybe, 2022. So I'm putting that out there. It's called "It Was All a Dream," and it was all a dream issue. So, you know, you went through the trial experiment the last 2.5 years. Now what are you doing? Life's not going back to normal. Things are going to continue going on, different episodes. I'm not saying that they're going to affect you like they might affect other people. You know, did COVID affect you like it affected other people? With me, not at all. So, you know, if anything, it helped put me more into my power. Like, the things that I'm doing now are amazing. You know, like, I love my life now. I'm living in a place that I really like now. I love it. I love it here. It gets better every single day. I discover new things. You know, I'm more in my power in every area of my life. That's how I chose to rise during this time. You know, I did a video. It was called, when CV first started, it was called "How to Use Crisis to Rise to Higher Timelines." You might want to check that out. It's a good place to start. It's a good place even to go deeper, but just to keep rising higher as these things come down the pike. Because as much as people want to just ignore it, forget about it, there's still a trail of things going on. I mean, even right now as I'm speaking, there's lovely trails in the sky. You know, all this stuff needs to be stopped. Now, do you think if you're the person who is in charge of cleaning up the air for society, do you think that's going to be an easy task? Do you think everyone's going to co-sign on that? Do you think everybody's going to agree with what you're doing? You're going to have to grow balls of steel. You're going to have to be okay with not being codependent. Not okay. You're going to have to clear that out of your system. You're going to have to be okay with doing what's right no matter what. The whole thing that I was saying, you know, being an awakened warrior that leads in truth, honesty, integrity, and for the good of all. So that doesn't mean that everybody co-signs on what you're doing. You're doing it because you're in truth, because you're in integrity, because you're doing it for the good of all. You're not doing it because everybody knows about it, because everybody likes that you're going to do that, because everyone agrees with what you're doing. You know, same thing if you're the one who's cleaning up technology, if you have a technology background, you think people are going to be okay co-signing on shutting down this, I can't say the words because they're going to tag it here, the 5G'er? You know, you think that they're going to be okay with that? They're not. So again, you went through this CV experiment. How did you do? And use that as a point that shows you how you can step up, how you can become even better, more in your power. You know, the next step is to get more into your power. Every day you want to get more into your power, be doing these practices. So I think that's it for today. I gave you some things to think about, lots of things to think about. You could sit with it, think about it, journal about it, see what intuitions come through for you. Get the latest issue of Truth News, the April 24th, 2022 issue. And until I speak to you again, bye-bye. Okay, I found the bike path. You have to walk over like that, which I call it a highway. It's not like a real highway, but it's a busy road. So here's the bike path. And I'm on the other side. So I'm on the other side of where I was before. Like that's the other side of the water. And there's some guy with his boat. And then there's people kayaking and stand-up paddle down there. Oh, I need to blow my nose. You guys, if anybody knows how to like clear out like sinus congestion for good, please let me know. I feel like I've had my sinuses kind of had like sinus issues for a couple of years now, like congestion. And come to think about it, I think I've had it my whole life. Now, I haven't, the only time it cleared up was when I was eating fruitarian stuff. But now I'm not eating dairy. Spirit had me stop that for a little bit because I'm healing something physically. I'm still with my throat. And I'm not eating eggs. So if somebody has an idea, I was like doing tea tree oil, which works, but can't apply it like every minute of the day. I want to clear that up. So if anybody knows, please let me know how to clear up sinus congestion, sinus issues. This place where I live, this is amazing. There's another guy. You know, I need to get I want to get a kayak, which I wanted to get one all winter. I was thinking about it. Now's the time. All of a sudden, these parks came alive. Like I was walking around here when I first moved out here, which I've been out here almost 6 months now, which I can't believe that. It went so fast. But the place keeps getting better and better. Like, you know how people use it as a mantra? Like it's legitly better and better. Like I keep discovering these new places. So now I just found a new place to walk. But I want to get a kayak. I want to get a boat, which I could hold on the boat because I'll meet people who will have a boat and I'll go out with them. But I want to get a kayak and probably a stand-up paddle, like a paddle board. But number one is the kayak. If anybody wants to gift me that, I will graciously accept it. And I want to get a tennis racket too. I feel like I'm at camp. Yeah, so I want to start playing tennis again. I have rollerblades, which I love. It sort of has the Miami feel for me, like this place, but I feel like it's 10 times better. So when I was living in South Florida, people are doing outside activities all the time, but it's so fucking hot, and you don't have places like this that everybody's like out on their kayak, or like there's a real, I don't know, again, a campy feel. Like I want to do archery again. I saw some archery signs. I think I actually do want to learn how to hunt and how to fish, which, you know, that need to sort that out as far as the ethical things. I had to turn it off. Some people were passing. I love it. It just feels so nice here. It feels so calm and nice. It makes me happy. Or I should say it magnifies the happiness that I already feel. So I don't think I have anything else to say. I think I'm going to actually, well, I'll keep walking a little bit and I'll go sit by the water again. See, I need one of those too. A dirt bike, not just any bike. I want a dirt bike.